Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get started in just a couple of minutes. Do your part. Give a little tap to that like button. Just a little love on that like button. And also enough of the funeral music. Makes me want to like organize some file cabinets, fill out some TPS reports, talk to the Bobs. Damn it. What the hell is happening? They want the coffee song. I see it. What do you mean? You don't know him? That's not it. What are you? Oh my God. You're gonna crash it. You're gonna crash it! We've already had plenty of problems. Okay, I'm done with you. I'm done with you. Stop! Don't you turn on me too, Chet. Good morning, you're listening to Den of Nerds Radio, coming at you live from the Den of Nerds Tower, here in the heart of Den of Nerds City. Alright, let's do it. What up? What up? What up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Friday, you made it. I hope. You made it. First week of 2021. Pretty chill. Nothing crazy went down. So I think the year's looking pretty good. It's looking kind of optimistic, you know? I'm optimistic about it. I hope you are too. Regardless of all of that, we're hanging in there, baby. And we have been gifted and Feige came down from the mountain with 2 stone tablets. On one of them it said fixing Marvel. On the other it said fixing Star Wars. And the people did praise. Okay, so maybe that's just my way of looking at it. We're going to get into it today. We're going to talk about what it means. What is exactly going on with Kevin Feige, his Star Wars movie, Loki, etc., etc. Boy, am I happy to talk about it. Here's the thing. Maybe some of you don't know this. You will. I happen to think Kevin Feige is the greatest producer of all time. I happen to be a big Kevin Feige stan. Come at me, son. Come at me. Like, I don't know if there's anything in the world that triggers me more than people that try to downplay who Kevin Feige is or what he has brought to media. Like, literally, you know, all this political stuff, it's really heated, obviously, you know. And on that note, actually, let's pause for just a second. Pause it. You have the... I'll be right back. Okay. Anyway. Show notes! Good job. I think most important to everybody is that After Dark is delayed. After Dark was supposed to go down last night. Al and Lavis were going to give their takes on the Kevin Feige Star Wars situation and different things like that. That's the plan. But Al just moved, and you know, look, I don't want to talk too much about his medical situation, but we had to replace most of his body with robotics, much like Darth Vader. Okay, and so we had some technical issues yesterday, and rather than them being just like normal technical issues, it was like we literally had issues in his sort of Darth Vader technology that was keeping him alive. So it was very serious. So Al is he's doing much better. You'll see him tonight, After Dark tonight. It might go a little earlier as well. I wasn't 100% clear on that. Also, yesterday I did do the first stream of Thought Sauce. Thought Sauce is going to be a second channel of mine where I talk about more, I guess, political life things. Okay, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I'm actually not going to talk a lot about Thought Sauce on this channel, like period, the end at all. So I will say for today that the next stream will happen on Monday at close to probably 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you would like to check it out on Twitch at, I think it's The Real Thought Sauce. I believe The Real Thought Sauce. Look for The Real Thought Sauce, and you'll find it. Also, there'll be people in the Discord that can help you out as well if you want to find it. And then on Twitter, you can find the channel at Thought Sauce 1, at Thought Sauce 1, spelled exactly the way that you would think. So check that out if you would like. I'm going to be honest with you. Many of you probably shouldn't check it out. It's it'll trigger you. It'll trigger you. I thought that yesterday's stream went really well. It got slightly off the rails when we started talking about how like every single president is like a puppet machine thing that's being controlled by the lizard lizard people from another dimension that are actually trying to win back the souls of their ancestors from the volcano. That when we started talking about that, it was like it dipped into a little bit of like risk, you know, where I was like, oh shit, like I think people might be upset at me, you know what I mean, etc., etc. But other than that, I thought it was a pretty clean stream. Check it out if you're interested. Very fun stuff. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back at our regular stuff this weekend. Saturday, of course, at noon, we'll be doing a Nerdvenger stream. Please try to make that. If you are a Nerdvenger member, lots to talk about this week. It's been, eventful, to say the least. Sunday, we'll be talking about the business stream. I want to say this. If you're a Prime member, you're definitely going to want to be there on Sunday. What is happening right now is going to have lasting ramifications, most of all on the internet. The internet is about to become much different. It was already going to become much different, but this will accelerate it. So we'll talk about that on Sunday. But for now, let's talk Kevin Feige Star Wars. So, let me ask you. I'd like to get some feedback from the chat. I saw yesterday, and I always like to watch, you know what I mean? When things happen in the fandom, I like to observe and just check it out and see what's going on. And I'd like to believe I have a decent ability of sort of understanding the consensus of fans or maybe different groups of fans, okay? There was a group of fans yesterday that were not positive on Feige Star Wars. And so what I would really like to ask right away, if you are, and I think that our audience might not be a good sample size, but I would like to know regardless. Put a 1 into the chat if you are positive on Kevin Feige Star Wars. Put a 2 into the chat if you don't want it. If you don't want Kevin Feige Star Wars. Look at that. Again, our audience is not necessarily the best, the most unbiased sample size, but also, look at that, all you fucking haters! All you fucking haters! Look at those ones! May those ones rain upon your retinas! So, yeah, that's what we do here. Yeah. Okay, so you're. Let me explain. Everything. Okay, I need to be able to. I'm a peacock. You need to let me fly, Captain. Listen, I'm about to just ramble on as though things that are not necessarily even fully knowable are exact fact. I need to just kind of ramble about the fact that I think Feige already came in and fixed Star Wars. Like that, basically, the news yesterday, all this news, like the news, like that, and then, yeah, that whole process, not truly indicative of everything that's actually going on. So how many of you watched the video yesterday? The video breakdown we did. How many of you guys watched those? What is happening says Fortnite talk. I'm going to tell you right now, Fortnite talk, what's happening? You're getting banned. Where's he at? Where you at, Fortnite, dude? Oh, you're done. Oh, you're done, son. Forever. R.I.P. Okay. Now, you guys watched the video yesterday? One of the things yesterday that I really wanted to talk about was, if you look at the optics of that, okay, that is, it's through the trades, meaning it's sort of a copacetic relationship with that information between the studio and the said journalists or whatnot, okay? So that was put out by somebody's camp, somebody that has sources that then inform the trades, and then the trades then sort of report it, and sometimes we'll even check back with the studio for like edits and shit, and then come out with it, okay? So yesterday's report with Kevin Feige and that writer, Michael Waldron, it feels as though Feige knows exactly the type of people that are going to receive that information, and it feels like he knows exactly how those groups of people will take said information and run with it. This was a little dove, released from the hands of Feige that then sort of became in my opinion, a dragon of information. Michael Waldron has signed some kind of massive deal at Disney where he's going to be writing and developing a ton of different things. It feels like an unprecedented deal for a number of different reasons. Firstly, I don't know when the last time such a deal from a writer was published in the trades. And the very fact that it's associated with Feige is the only reason it is news. Let's make no mistake about that. But again, you must keep in mind that, and we must assume that Feige knows this. Like, this is the thing. Like, look, I might lose some of you here, but I think this dude's playing like 6D chess. That's the kind of stuff that really intrigues me about him. It isn't the surface level Feigs. It's like what I think he does behind doors, like the gangster shit, the white shug shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm here for. Like, that's the stuff that I'm into. And man, when it comes to Star Wars, I mean, I just think, frankly, he's been there doing stuff, okay? And look, again, no sources, third floor basement, below average IQ. Couldn't even think of the word average. Come on now. I'm nobody, so don't listen to what I have to say. But I feel like Feige has already been making a significant impact on Disney Lucasfilm. Yeah, I do. And why do I think that? Well, when the Sony emails leaked out, it was revealed that Feige was giving email notes to Avi Arad, to Amy Pascal, to Rothman, I think. Rothman? So he was already like, and by the way, I'm talking about like for Andrew Garfield stuff. You know what I mean? And he's like, giving notes and like doing all this. Now, I've heard people, because the emails are interesting, and I've heard people sort of say like, dude, look at Feige, he's like strong manning them even then. And some people believe that. They feel like he was like manipulating them. Some people, I've seen some conspiracy people say that they think he was steering them down the wrong path in order to tank Spider-Man, in order to get Spider-Man back. I'm not going to go that far. But what I will tell you is that example from the emails, what it really shows is that people in Hollywood are super aware of the influence and power that Feige has, and they're more than happy to heed his advice, or at least listen to it behind the scenes. Okay? I mean, Amy Pascal threw a sandwich at this guy. Probably because he was telling her what to do in a presumed position where he had no like actual leverage or authority to do so. That tends to be one of the things that pisses people off. You know what I mean? Like, the dude's gonna speak his mind. Basically, let me just say this. When I was talking to people in like January, February time, you know, before the world melted, of last year, of course. Actually, both work. When I was talking to people early last year about the Star Wars MCU, do you remember this? I was like, the Star Wars MCU, and I would say things about the Star Wars MCU, and then the Filoni-verse, and then all of the connective tissue, and how Feige was coming over, etc., etc. I thought then that there was just a 0% chance that Feige was going to get on the phone with Kathy and be like, oh, hey, Kathleen, I'm a big fan. I'd love to do a Star Wars. You know, I'd love to do just one and have it not be connected to anything. I mean, you know, over at Marvel, I can't help but have everything connected and push my influence to the absolute limits. And I can't help myself. I must just the nerd in me must make sure that these things are done correctly. But for you, Kathy, and for Star Wars, I'm going to make an exception, and I'm not going to cross the line. I don't want Kathy Kennedy to throw a sandwich at me. So I would never do that. I'm going to not be Kevin Feige in this one instance. I'm going to let that one just linger for a second. Yeah. So, I pretty much know, and the things that I don't know, I strongly believe, that almost immediately upon those two meeting up, the emails started. 100%. The emails started, he started looking at everything. And she started showing him everything. This is kind of sounding like a love story all of a sudden. Bow, chicka, bow, wow. But you know what I mean. So they started, I believe, working together a long time ago. I've heard that specifically the Obi-Wan show has major Kevin Feige influences because of what the show was originally going to be, which would have been fucking lame. And what the show's going to be now. Yeah, I was told Feige had a big hand in that, you know? So, cool. But that also implies that, like, he's doing a lot. He's doing a lot. Okay, so that basically I wanted to begin there because people were like, man, I don't want Kevin Feige Star Wars. Bitch, you just saw it in season 2 of The Mandalorian. I don't want Kevin Feige Star Wars. Let me explain the difference between Kevin Feige Star Wars and the Star Wars that we had up until this moment. Because, dude, you think... Man. Look at the May the 4th announcement from Lucasfilm and juxtapose it against the Disney Investor Day announcement. And I told people, I was like, I bet Kevin Feige wrote what Kathy is saying there. And then I had people, and I'm not going to mention names because, you know who you are, but I had people in my own camp say, yeah, dude, they have teams of people that write that stuff for those people. And I said, yeah, no, they absolutely do. And I bet Kevin Feige walked right up to that team and said, give me that fucking pen, go get a donut or some shit, get the fuck out of my face. And then he literally wrote the script for her. Because that is who he is. Big ballin', dick swinging Kevin Feige. Get the fuck up out the way. That's what it is. That's what it is. So, here's what I'll say to Star Wars fans that are having trouble with this concept. Dread it. Run from it. destiny arrives all the same. So, moving on to why this is going to be fucking awesome. Let's just get into that. What Feige is doing right now in the MCU, man, you guys, like, we've been talking about it. A lot of people have been talking about it. We're reporting about reports. We're getting morsels and crumbs that fall from the bountiful table of Feige. And we are making feasts of them in our own right. Do you understand what's happening? You don't even realize how crazy this shit's about to get. You don't. And it's gonna work. The craziest part is it's gonna work. It's gonna work to grandmas. Grandmas, aunts, uncles are gonna be asking you about multiverse questions. Sonny boy, could you clarify the multiverse for me? So I understand that this Spider-Man and this Spider-Man and yeah. And the guy that's doing all of this, the guy that's doing, like, okay, Kevin Feige, like, ideas, context, boom, 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 you know, vision, boom, all these things. But you need writers to actually fill in the character moments that drive a story. Okay? So, this guy, this Michael Waldron guy, I don't know who he is, but let me tell you some of the things he's doing with Feige. He is the writer of Doctor Strange 2 Into the Multiverse of Madness. Probably what will go down as one of the wildest, craziest comic book movies of all time. He's writing that. Pretty much just in the mind of Kevin Feige, Sam Raimi, and the whole MCU. Because of what that film is. And by the way, he's a Rick and Morty guy, which I think is brilliant. He came in on Rick and Morty Season 4. Let me pause for just a second and go back to why this deal is so unprecedented. I'll be real quick here. This shit never happens for a writer. We've seen all these big-ass deals for people like J.J. Abrams and friggin' Dan and Dave. Who, by the way, I don't think any of those three deserve the big money that they got. All of those studios, stupid, people, bad. This deal with a Rick and Morty writer, and they're going to lock him up and squeeze as much out of his writing and give him like an incredible life, tons of money, a lot of acclaim and all that. That's like the opposite of giving big bloke brand motherfuckers like J.J. Abrams, what was it, $500 million to what? Do nothing except cause drama about maybe making his own Superman film without Henry Cavill now? That's what he's done, developing Justice League Dark for what audience? Anyways, putting good talent and actual talent into a significant role, connecting that to big money is the way. That's like what everybody talks about. I want it to be organic. I don't want it to be forced. I don't want it to... Well, then get the fucking red tape and corporate out of the way. Get some visionaries in there and some talented people. So it's exciting that this dude is the dude. Okay? And I'm not even talking about Star Wars. I'm talking about for Marvel. So Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness. Probably going to want to bring several pairs of pants to the movie. Okay? And he's writing on that. Now let's talk about Loki. Why am I getting upset? Life is so funny. Anyway. Let's talk about Loki. This Loki show's... Man, I'm just going to say, this Loki show's going to be titties. This thing's going to be legit, son. And it's going for multiple seasons. Multiple seasons. It looks to be incredible. It looks to be incredible. You know who is writing that show? Fucking Michael Waldron. He's also an executive producer on that show. Okay? Like, are you not like if you don't understand like what is happening here? Let me just say it to you a different way. One of the key people that is helping Kevin Feige craft and create all of the bedrocking of the multiversal happenings of the MCU is also writing Kevin Feige's Star Wars produced movie. Okay? So, like, just start to think about what that means. This isn't going to be just a Star Wars movie. Like, there's no way it's just a movie. Not connected to anything, whatever. Good day, Bob's your uncle. Enjoy your popcorn. The dude that's doing Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness, that's doing all this crazy ass shit over here in Marvel, is going to come over to Star Wars and just make a movie. And then here's the other thing. It looks as though this is the third movie. So this will be the 2026, 2027 movie. Because you're going to have Patty's movie, then you're going to have Taika's movie, and then you're going to have Kevin Feige's produced movie, I think likely directed by Jon Favreau, currently, being written by this Michael Waldron character. And I don't know what the film is going to be. A lot of people have been asking me, like, do you know anything about the movie? Look, I've heard a lot of different things. I don't know what to believe. I think Thrawn is a good bet for a Thanos level kind of thing. I think that's pretty fair. I think that's been out there. And I think that it's possible there's a cinematic conclusion to like the Mando Vengers, right? So it's possible Feige's film is the end of The Mandalorian, and the beginning of some kind of conflict with Thrawn or something like that, right? It's also possible, however, that it is the launch pad for all of the new Star Wars. And, there were people asking me, like, what do you think about, like, MCU actors, Marvel actors coming on over to Star Wars? I said bring them all over. And what do I think's going to happen? I think they're going to bring a lot of them over. Why wouldn't you? It's like and I don't understand the resistance to it. Like, oh, let's not do that. The most successful film franchise of all time, $23 billion deep, some of the best casting of all time, an embarrassment of riches of acting of our time. Yeah, but we don't want that over in Star Wars. We're doing fine over here. It's the same house. It's the same people. It's the same contracts. Like, what? So, we'll see. It is interesting, though, that if what I think is happening, it's a really long play. And it's interesting. Yeah, we'll see. We shall see, ladies and gentlemen. Should we get into Q&A, guys? Should we just talk? Should we close it out with a little Q&A? Make sure you go back and... By the way, we'll be dropping some vids today. I'm dropping some edits of some other live streams throughout the week. Maybe you want to catch some of that stuff. I'll tell you, the DC stuff is breaking my heart. I don't know exactly what's going on over there at DC, but it's kind of breaking my heart. I want to let it kind of settle for a little bit. And then maybe we'll cover that on Monday or something like that, okay? So, here we go. CGM Show with the $5 holla says, that's always been the secret to the MCU success, is that they can get the normies on board with the crazy comic stuff and characters. Exactly. Exactamundo, my friend. It makes you wonder what crazy Star Wars stuff they could get mainstream audiences to get into, yeah? Alex with the $5 holla says, comic book movie aesthetic should not become ingrained into Star Wars. Regardless of how you feel about KK, most MCU movies are average. Fair, Absolutely fair. I don't think the aesthetic should be ingrained into Star Wars at all. I don't think that you should have like, because like the MCU aesthetic is created by a number of different things. You know, like the costumes all kind of look the same. The lighting tends to be the same. You know, yeah, it does have sort of a Disney gloss on it. You know, I'm completely in acknowledgement of that. I think the MCU is pretty vast actually, and it had a great. I look, we could talk about this. We could like get into the minutia of it, but I'll just say, Alex, I totally agree with you that the Marvel aesthetic should not be brought over. They will not do that. They will make a Star Wars movie. This is Feige's chance to prove to all the people that think that way that he really is the greatest producer of all time. Because if he can make Star Wars and make it the best. Look, I forget, maybe it was Fernandez, right? Might have been a couple of weeks ago on Nerd Theory. We were talking about this, and I think Mark said something like, or somebody asked him like, oh no, it was Doc. How could I forget? It was Dr. Disrespect. It was the two-time himself. The two-time was asked about Star Wars. He said, what's your favorite Star Wars movie? And the two-time said, one that hasn't been made yet. And he was like, there definitely can be the best Star Wars ever. And this Mandalorian team, feels right, feels good. And I'm excited to see what comes in the future. And I totally agree with that. I've always wanted, throughout the duration of the sequel trilogy and the stuff with Disney, I've always wondered and hoped that the next movie could be the best Star Wars movie ever. Better than Empire. I mean, that's really, as a fan, I feel like you would want that. That just means the bar is raising. Wouldn't you want to be living in the world where we're getting the best Star Wars ever? I would. Joey says, will Loki be back in the movies eventually? Yeah, but there's also going to be different Lokis. That's all I can say. Well, we can talk about it later. Nick D says, from a percentage standpoint, each, if that makes sense. What? How much of the new direction of Star Wars is, Filoni, Favreau, and Lord Feige? Okay, look. Here, I can only tell you what I think, Nick. I don't know, right? But I can pontificate like a motherfucker. So here we go. Feige was an important voice in the room. Okay, let me give you an example. Hypothetically speaking. What if, hypothetically speaking, the leadership at Lucasfilm is looking at a show about Obi-Wan, but Obi-Wan's not even really in it? And the whole show's about, like, looking for Obi-Wan, and then you, like, find him in the very end, right? Well, that's fucking lame. But if you're in a room of executives, and Kathy and her people are like, we're going with this, and like maybe Jon Favreau and maybe some other people are like, don't think this is a good idea. Feige is the voice that can come in there, and his voice just carries extra weight. $23 billion is a lot. So who has the most control moving forward? Feige's, if what I think is happening, then it's like Kevin is just giving like bumpers on a bowling alley, like just trying to help steer into the right direction, and probably has helped in some significant other ways that I don't necessarily want to like get into, but that's what my guy. So basically, like Favreau and Filoni are likely just really focused on the Filoni-verse and growing that out. And I think that John's goals with that do lead to cinema. If that is linking up with Feige's thing, then holy crap, then yeah, these guys are really like a major part of what's driving everything forward. It's also possible that like John and Dave are just doing their thing. Feige's just doing his thing, but he is certainly influencing what is happening. You know what I mean? Like, that's probably what's happening. Like, I think it's more like what was happening in the Sony example, except there could be more pressure internally to listen to this guy. Because he is probably the future Alan Horn, but that's a long ways off. He's got a long career ahead of him. You know what I mean? He's got a lot to do still, you know? So that's my thing. I personally believe he will really... I don't know. We'll see what happens. Look, the way that I think they're playing it currently is they're trying to downplay how much he's affected Star Wars already. And they're probably doing that for a PR reason, right? They don't want it to seem like, oh, Kevin Feige came in and fixed all of Kathy's mistakes. You know what? And I'll also say this. It's possible even Kevin doesn't want that to be the way it's perceived, just out of respect. You know what I mean? Because she threw the sandwich at Kevin behind closed doors. When they are seen together, he's a good soldier. You know what I mean? That's, I think, another thing is like people totally underestimate the sort of, character and also knowing the game. You know what I mean? He knows the game. So it's possible that Feige is literally cleaning up everything and just doing it quietly. And again, this is all just the fanboy rantings of some guy on the internet in a third floor basement with zero sources. Don't take it that seriously. Relax. Okay, let's keep going. Taika's movie is the capper to Mandoverse. Feige's will start something new. That is absolutely possible, Trev. That is absolutely possible. And I would like it. I would like it. Mason Graves says, do you think Feige would ever try his hand at directing? Maybe someday. I don't know if he's ever mentioned that as a desire, actually. Some people really want to direct. Some people don't. I don't know, man. Hard to say. Keaton Haas says, I had to finish back half of yesterday's stream later in the day like I usually do, but I love how you cranked up the music at the end and let it play. Oh, that's cool, man. Thank you. And thank you for the support. Yeah, yesterday's stream was fun. I thought Thought Sauce was really fun. You know what I mean? We're hey, look. I'm not here to deny the reality, but I'm also a little bit here to create a different one. Literally. In some ways, that's what Den of Nerds is. Come into this digital space. Man, that analog one is not that good anyways. I'll tell you what. Come hang out with us. I'm telling you. Let's see here. The Matt Cave says, as a casual fan, I only heard about DC characters being referenced in Marvel comics recently. Is any of this true? Yeah, it's true. It's true. Hard to say if it means anything. My read on that is like, it's probably just the artists and writers, maybe from across the companies, planting seeds that then they want to try to pitch. It's also possible it's already been pitched and they're quietly working on this crossover and they've been working on it for a while. Yeah, there's a lot that could be going on there. I would love that. And I think it's a great thing for comics. And because that industry is suffering so much, it could be potentially really good. Irish Jedi says, got no question, brother. Just showing support again and asking the boys to smash that like button for our guy, Josh. Hey, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. And yeah, guys, if you could smash the like, that would be great. Irish Jedi, thank you so much for the love. Glenn Peters with the $5 holla says, hear me out. Hugh Jackman as MCU 616 Professor X. He could do it. He could absolutely do it. Not Logan, obviously. Also, my man, how do I become a Nerdvenger? So there's a link in the chat. Normally we have a link pinned. But people came in slow today. People came in a little slow. Okay, here we go. I see it. All right, so I'll pin this link. There you go. There's the link. I know YouTube is weird and it doesn't like always let you do the things that it should. But yeah, thanks, Glenn. Appreciate that. Star Wars Empire Knight says, small YouTuber here and love what you do. Best, brother. Hey, thank you so much. And keep going with that YouTube thing, man. I was once a small YouTuber as well, and now I'm just a kind of small YouTuber. Big Stevie says with the $10 holla, why wouldn't they listen to Feige? If I wanted to start a YouTube channel, I would seek your advice. And Thought Sauce was great. That kind of combo is needed more now than ever. So, yeah, thanks, Steve. Appreciate the love. And I agree. But I also understand, and I fully understand, that I just don't think... I mean, look, my honest outlook on people's ability to find common ground is pretty bleak, actually. So, I don't want to freak everybody out, but that's not what I'm saying. If you think... Yeah, so... But I agree that for... Look, here's the way I think of it. Some people are ready to hear that message. And I think I have a responsibility to speak just honestly about what I think about different things. And if that message goes out into the world and then somehow gets received by another human being in a way that is good, then sweet. Cool. Woohoo. If not, sweet. Cool. Woohoo. Drafter says, damn, I missed Thought Sauce. Is there a way to watch the replay? Yeah, you got to find it on Twitch. Josh I says, brudda, when are we getting Kyle Katarn and or Dash Rendar? In Feige we trust. The Filoni verse is dope. P.S. Take my money. Yeah, thank you, Josh. Appreciate you, brother. I mean, I don't know if those exact characters are coming back, but, like, that stuff can definitely come back. Like, look, the guy that is the comic guy, you think this guy didn't read the expanded universe? You think Kevin Feige doesn't know about Grand Admiral Thrawn? I bet when they all sat down to talk about this, like, I would love to be a fly on the wall for, like, the combo with Feige and Filoni and Favreau. And honestly, again, I feel like sometimes I cut John out of this sort of thing, and I don't mean to. Like, John's awesome, and he's super nerdy, but like we all know that Feige and Filoni are on a different like wavelength when it comes to that sweaty shit. Like I heard stories that when Feige first got the tour at Lucasfilm and then at certain maybe museums and stuff like that, that he knew more than even the tour guide. And the only other people that I know that have Star Wars knowledge like that are like Dave Filoni, George Lucas, maybe Sam Witwer. And then there was one person that shall not be named. Because he doesn't exist anymore. So, I bet they all sat down and I bet they were like, okay, how do we get Thrawn in this thing? How do we do Heir to the Empire? How are we going to do this? And I think that's what's going on. Baby Yoda's escape bowed with the faux dollar holla. Any hot scoops on the first episodes of WandaVision? No, but they went out for pressers today for a few people, so we'll see. Maybe some stuff will leak out. Who would love to see Bernthal in Armor Wars / Deadpool 3? Yeah, Mason, that would be dope, dude. That would be really cool. Bernthal's great. Maverick Pilgrim says, seems like Feige's title, Chief Creative Officer, Marvel, and has the Marvel part quietly removed. Now he may be CCO at Disney proper. I mean, look, I can't speak to that. I don't know for sure, but it is possible. Again, I've said what I think I can say about it. Oh, and I know we had a Nerdvenger member, right? We had a new member join today. Let me see if I can find that person. Where you at, person? The Van Fam. Welcome. Welcome to the Nerdvenger Prime, man. I'll see you on Sunday where we can talk about the Patriot Act on steroids. It's going to be real fun. It's going to be real fun for everybody. So we'll talk about that on Sunday. All right, everybody. Any other questions? Should we just kick it in the chat for a little bit? Should we kick it? Can we kick it? Yes, we can. Look at all those emojis. Damn. Season premiere of 2020, season 2 kind of blows. Yeah. How am I? I'm good. I'm real good. Talk Thrawn. What do you want me to say? He's awesome. He's going to be a big part of Disney's plans moving forward. I think. Did you talk about RDJ? Oh my God, I didn't talk about RDJ. Well, you know, at least I didn't like put him on a thumbnail and the title, so it's not like it's clickbait. Okay, let's talk about RDJ a little bit. He's definitely not Thrawn, but I definitely think he's met for Star Wars stuff. Who could he be? I hope a completely original new character. Smuggler. You know, I could see him as many different things, you know, in the Star Wars universe. But yeah, it'd be great to get him in there. I mean, look, some of these people are incredible over in the MCU, dude. Like, for instance, one Tom Hiddleston. Tom Hiddleston in Star Wars? Yeah, no matter what. Any role. Tom Hiddleston, yes, please. Please. Glenn Peters, welcome to the Nerdvengers. You're a Nerdvengers now. Welcome. Oh, wait, Alexander, I want to read this, and I want to be super charitable to you, so I'll read it in the voice that I think you have. People excited over the guy who brought us Captain Marvel. You stupid fuck. Coming to Star Wars, Rey Part 4. Oh, my God. God, you people are awesome. Love it. You love to see it. Banned forever. You love to see it. You know, I was thinking about this earlier, too. You know what the rules are here? You know what they are? I am the law. That's it. Josh, why did you bail on the drunk 3PO stream? Was looking forward to seeing you on there. Will you be on there in the future? Yeah, I think I will be on there in the future. I don't know if it'll be next week. I don't know. I have to play it by ear. I mean, we're honestly going through something that's kind of unprecedented. Why was I not on there? Frankly, because I knew I wouldn't be able to control myself. That's why. Rogue Soul, welcome to the Nerdvengers. You're a Nerdvenger now. We're lagging out all of a sudden. I think it's because of all the members. Guys, stop joining the members. You're breaking the stream. I think. Jason P, welcome to the Nerdvengers. You're a Nerdvenger now. Whoa. Okay, are we good now, or is it still glitchy? It's still lagging? Okay. Well, I suppose it means that we're at the end.